my presentation. I didn't even say I'm going to get my procrastination is on presentation.
Yeah.
Anyway, my presentation is on procrastination. So my question I'm going to be asking is, how can procrastination be justified through reason and emotion? And I'm going to try and hit on these questions. Why do people procrastinate? How can the short-term benefits outweigh the long-term costs? And should a procrastinator in their supposedly self-destructing ways? And why? Okay, so first we're going to watch this video. It's pulled up. I clicked on it again, but it's pulled up. Pulled up.
Slide it over.
Where's the
Mouse
mouse?
is right there.
Okay.
Slide over.
Yes.
Look over.
Okay.
Play.
This morning I got up and got ready quickly because I had to get a lot of stuff done. I sat down at my desk to start getting my stuff done, and I spilled my coffee, so I got a sponge to clean it up, and I figured I'd take an extra minute to clean the whole desk because a clean desk would help me get my stuff done. When I was finished, I realized I hadn't eaten anything, and I didn't want to be hungry while I got my stuff done, so I went into the kitchen and I was out of cereal. When I got to the grocery store, I remembered a bunch of other crap I needed to get, and I figured I was already there, so I did my shopping for the week so I didn't have to worry about it while I got my stuff done. When I got home, I didn't feel like cereal anymore, and so I made an omelet, and I did the dishes so I wouldn't have to do them after I got my stuff done, and then I went out to get some oil from the hardware store because my desk chair was kind of squeaky, and I was by a squeaky chair while I got my stuff done. When I got back, it was getting kind of late, and I knew I wouldn't be able to get my stuff done today, so I started watching the Twilight Zone marathon on TV. I just have to make sure I get to bed early because I want to be well rested tomorrow so I can get my stuff done.
All right. So in the video, we see this man who has to get some stuff done and does almost everything to not get it done. So this brings up a question of why do people procrastinate? We noticed that right before the presentation we talked about this very briefly, this idea of like this perpetual procrastination, which is kind of what this guy was doing. He kept doing one thing that he thought was more important at the time, just so he could get the big, more important thing done later. So procrastination is defined as the act of replacing high-priority actions with tasks of lower priority, or doing something from which one derives enjoyment, and thus putting off important tasks to a later time. So for me, I am a procrastinator. I wait to the last minute to do things because I don't even know. I just do. And but also there's two different kinds of procrastinators. There are passive procrastinators and active procrastinators. Chu and Choi did this experiment where they watched people, I guess, over some years who were who considered themselves procrastinators, and then from this experiment they saw that there were two different kinds of people who waited to the last minute to do things. So active procrastinators, they feel in control of their time, they use it purposefully, they're less avoidant, lower stress levels, higher self-efficacy. Basically, active procrastinators enjoy that rush that they get from having to wait to the last minute. They feel like they think better and they think clearer, and they have to do the work quickly and very well. So that's a skill that they have honed over the years of having to wait to the last minute. And I feel like there are some of us in this room who would consider ourselves active procrastinators. We wait to the last minute, but you know what? We're going to get an A- on that paper, and that's good enough. And then there are passive procrastinators, where the procrastination interferes with their life. They have missed opportunities, constant stress, anxiety, and guilt. Now, for me, I would like to consider myself an active procrastinator, but then I get talking about the extended essay or college scholarships that are due in less than 2 weeks. And this stress, anxiety, and guilt comes into play, so I feel like this procrastination is a spectrum. So how do the short-term benefits outweigh the long-term costs? How do the getting a snack because you're hungry, how does that outweigh, I don't know, getting your math homework done or finishing your college scholarships? I can throw this out to you guys.
Hierarchy of needs. If you're hungry, like you can't worry about becoming the best you can be at math until you're not hungry.
No, really.
I'm not even kidding.
Taylor.
Okay, well, first of all, I want to say, I like how you're presenting like you're giving an OO. I don't know if you realize you were doing it, but you are. Second of all, with the short-term and long-term stuff, like, it was like the guy said in the video, he spilled his coffee so he should clean it up so he could work, but then he was hungry so he needed to eat, and it's like you think of all these things that you need to do to be able to clear your mind, because honestly though, like, if I'm sitting there at my desk and I see there are things that I need to do that aren't related to school, and I'm in my room, I can't focus. Like, I'll do a problem in math homework, and I'll be like, no, I have to fix that, because I've got things minor OCD, I think, maybe a little bit. So I get really distracted when things aren't finished. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to answer my question the way I want it to be answered, which is in a positive manner. I'm going to look at active procrastinators and see how that justifies procrastination. Active procrastinators, they logically think that time can be spent doing something else that is more enjoyable, like playing a video game, or eating, or watching television. Or this time constraint forces active procrastinators to work more efficiently. You know, they have, I only have an hour to finish this essay, I'm going to focus, and I'm going to get it done, and it's going to be pretty good. And also, you know, why do now what I can do just as well later? And that's the question we all ask ourselves. Why do something that we could do, you know, a week from now? Why do it now if it's not due for a week? And then through emotion, if the more enjoyable thing is done first, then feelings will be raised and the work will not be as bad. And feeling rushed forces work to be done quickly as well as done well. So if you're happy, if you just ate a piece of cake and you just played your video game and got a new achievement, then you're like, I'm feeling good, like this, I'm going to have a good day, this math homework is going to be a piece of cake. I'm going to do all these essays, my spirits are raised. And then, you know, if you feel rushed, like the active procrastinators, they enjoy that adrenaline rush from not having a lot of time. I was reading this article on Oprah.com, and this woman, she was talking to this philosopher named Lou Marinoff about how she doesn't procrastinate. She's always doing something, getting something done, while her husband does. So Lou Marinoff said, what he's doing when he's doing nothing is letting the universe manipulate himself. So also, he bases his ideas off this Chinese philosophy that sometimes we fulfill our responsibility not by acting, but by doing nothing. So it's this idea of having time to think, and I guess it's like reflection time before getting things done. Then there's James Thurber, who wrote this, who's an author. It is better to have loafed and lost than never have loafed at all. So it's kind of like play off that love and loss, but we need that time for relaxation, as it does lower our stress, and it does motivate us to an extent to get things done. And last, the author Virginia Woolf said, "It is in our idleness, in our dreams, that the submerged truth sometimes comes to the top." She likes this idea of pausing and taking a reflection to really realize what you need to get done and why you need to get it done now. Okay, so should a procrastinator end their supposedly self-destructing ways based off of quotes from these, rather known people who said that it is important to pause and to take a reflection from doing work. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So I'll pose this out to you.
Okay, I think going back to different kinds of procrastinators, if they're active and they do better when they wait until the last minute, then they should just keep doing that. But if they're a passive procrastinator and they're just in a constant state of anxiety, then they need to fix that. Because I'll save all of my homework for Thursday and Friday nights, and I will dedicate my entire Saturday to doing every last bit of homework, and I will start at 11 in the morning and I won't finish till 4 in the afternoon, but I feel good when I'm done because I've gotten a lot done and I can see my progress. So I really don't mind that, but someone who's constantly putting things off and not getting them done and losing sleep needs to adjust that.